Good evening. This will be a video I want to briefly look at a comment I received, with the King James Bible, and shows you what an arrogant, stupid generation this is. Um, this is from Patrick Parker, and we go back and forth, and he says, "Thou shalt not kill" is not perfect, and Jesus descending to hell is not perfect because he didn't descend to hell. It talks about in Acts chapter 2, quoting from Psalm 16, "You won't leave my soul in hell." Devils, for demons, this is a trivial thing you get. Devils is a totally correct. All the pre-1611 Bibles had devils. Okay, they had hell. They had all the words there. And all of a sudden, and the ASV, by the way, had kill. That was 1900. All of a sudden, people can't read English anymore. So smart, can't read English. So I said that the King James Bible is God's English, and He's preserved his English in the King James Bible for a reason, so we don't lose words. And one of those words, some of those words like hell and Lucifer and Easter, they've gone out of most modern Bibles. So here it is, Patrick Parker. What have you said is clearly assumption. If I can read it in modern English, surely a lot smarter than me can produce one would do so. No one has. No one has. This is a generation. Oh, how lofty are their eyes. They just think they can do anything. You haven't done it. They decline. Put out more trash. Put up more trash. It is not hard. Well, no one's done it. Show me one. Show me a Bible that matches the King James Bible in accuracy and beauty. And there was no reason to keep out the words devils. That's right, because devils is the correct correct translation. By the way, the word demon is a neutral word. Socrates talked about him having a demon. That's why the King James Bible didn't use the word demons, because demon in the culture was considered a neutral connotation, neither bad nor good. But devils is bad. Lucifer, Easter, hell, they are clearly modern words. No, they're not. They're only kept in the English language because the King James Bible keeps them there. Then he has, but doth, D-O-T-H, doth, please. That sort of English a 2-year-old would come out with. And then he goes, in the end, you can keep your Shakespearean English. So now he has one word, he says that's where something a 2-year-old would come out, and then he compares it to Shakespearean English. Has anybody met Shakespeare? Oh, what a generation this is. Oh, it's amazing. The wicked stupidity of this generation, how arrogant they are. It is not spoken anymore. It wasn't spoken back then. King James translators didn't speak that English. They spoke the English we're speaking now. They didn't use ye and thou and these various doth and all that. They didn't speak that way. God wanted us to hear what as his words that way. They're God's words. They're not man speaking, it's God speaking. And when God's speaking, when the world wants to know, yea, God says it's yea, it's yea. They put up there, they can tell when it's truly God speaking. When it doesn't sound like man, it sounds like God. It's not spoken anymore. It wasn't spoken back then. You should learn something. It's my assumption. Read a book. Dare I say thank you. Unless I'm given a revelation, I will stick to the language we all speak. You're not supposed to be worrying about the language we speak. We're supposed to be listening to how God speaks. There's no wonder atheists, etc., can distort the American Constitution. They would distort the American Constitution because they interpret it the way people interpret the King James Bible. They ignore what it says. They ignore the words. And they just say, well, that word says that, but really means this. So they ignore what it says. If it were written in modern English, you would more than likely, they would have less problems. No. What they would have is a distorted Constitution. The reason the Constitution can be interpreted correctly which Constitution and Declaration of Independence came out of the King James Bible, the thoughts and the concepts, is because they understand. The fact is that those words are written. Unlike the British, who don't have a written constitution, we have a written constitution. Americans were Bible reading people, and they wanted things in writing, and they hold the Constitution like Christians hold to the Bible as an absolute standard. And the liberals come in and they say, no, we don't need the Constitution anymore. We can just wing it. And that's what that's what the people who want to attack the King James Bible says. You can't recreate the Constitution. No, people say, oh, well, we can recreate a modern Bible. No one's going to ever create another King James Bible. No one's ever going to recreate a Declaration of Independence. No one's ever going to recreate a Constitution. You arrogant, wicked, stupid, moronic generation who think because you have iPhones, you think you're smart. This is a nation. The reason the King James Bible reads the way it does is meant to slow you down. It was those words were put in to slow you down. You know the word Selah in the Psalms? That tells you to meditate on what was said. But this is a generation wants to speed read everything and speed through everything, and then think they're smart. But they're not. They have no depth of learning. Look at the early generations and how much they knew and absorbed. Not the technology, but actual thinking ability. And that's why they could put the great speeches they put together, like the Gettysburg Address. You couldn't put that thing. No one can write something like that today. Or speak, just put that together like they did. Lincoln was seeped in the Bible. So I'll just put this up to show you. This is an arrogant, wicked generation who thinks they're something. And they're foolish. You look at guys like Frank Dangler. He thinks he's a preacher. There's no anything. There's no anything. But the idea is that, in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. That's what blind is. He's a lot of blind people around. So they think, oh man, this guy's great. That's the same to a lot of these guys up there. They don't read. And they certainly read the King James Bible. They don't have any depth of understanding of it. And then so someone come along and say, oh, we can just make up anything. We can figure this out. We don't need this. They didn't speak that way in the King James back in the 18th century, 17th century. They didn't speak that way. God wanted it written that way. This generation thinks it's a something. How puffed up they are. Because they have iPhones and they think they can get on there and say, look how great technology. But they have no way of thinking. They can't think. They just put things together. Play games, video games. So I'll stop and put this up. Amen. Thank you.